All right, Exodus 23:29. I'm going to read that while you're turning. I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. What was the original plan for this? I talked to you about this before the show. Joshua was supposed to wipe the people out. This looks like God has a time frame for that. He didn't do it. Was it because of this? Is it related? Just can you explain how that works together?
Well, there's supposed to be a process to this whole thing, and Joshua went in. You know, a lot of times when we look at the conquest of Canaan, we think that Joshua went in and conquered every city of Canaan, and he never did that. And obviously, from Exodus 23, that was not the plan. And God gives the reason for that. In verse 29, he says, I will not drive them out before you in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. Little by little I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and you inherit the land. And then he says, I will set your bounds from the Red Sea to the sea, Philistia, and from the desert to the river, for I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you shall drive them out before you. And it goes on and talks about don't make a covenant with them, nor with their gods. And so it was always going to be that kind of process. This has caused a bunch of problems in archaeology, because archaeologists get this idea that what happened is that Israel went in and conquered the whole land and drove everybody out. And that is not what the Bible says was going to take place, at the conquest by Joshua. And it is not what actually took place. They also have a problem with the fact that when Joshua conquered cities, that they're not all completely destroyed. Well, there were only a few cities that were completely destroyed. And so one of them was Jericho. It was completely destroyed. Ai was completely destroyed. Hatzor was completely destroyed. And these are things that we found when they've looked it up. And what you see in archaeology is a changeover from the people who are inhabiting the land of Canaan. And so when the Israelis would drive out the Canaanites, they wouldn't necessarily destroy destroy their cities. They would literally go in and take over cities that other people had built, take over other fields that people had planted. God, in fact, says this about their conquest of Canaan. And so the conquest of Canaan was always meant to be something that took place over time. The real problem comes in the book of Judges, because the people of Israel, and you even see it during the time of Joshua, that the people of Israel got lackadaisical and did not continue to drive the Canaanites out. And so it was always going to be a process, and the process needed to be completed, and you don't see the completion of the process till hundreds of years later. And that was a failure on the part of the people of Israel.
So not tied to Joshua, but of the continuance of the people to obey God in that area.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.